Hey everyone, back this week with another guitar tutorial. Today we're doing a song by Squire and Liam Gallagher. So Squire is from Stone Roses, as most of you probably know, and them two have decided to do an album together this year, and they released one of those songs called Mars to Liverpool only recently, so I quite like that one, so I'm going to show you how to play it. So the song is in standard tuning, and there's about 4 parts to it. So you've got the intro, chorus, and verse, which goes before the chorus obviously, and the instrumental, which is in the song like a guitar solo is played over that. So I'm not going to show you the guitar solo, but I'll show you the chords to play as an accompaniment for that. Okay, so this is how the intro sounds. Okay, so the first chord for the intro is a G chord. Okay, so that's 3rd fret on the low E, 3rd fret on the B, and 3rd fret on the high E, and 2nd fret on the A string. Okay, so it's just a standard G chord, sorry. And then you want to do a G7. Okay, so that is a G but with the B on the 1st fret. Okay, so it's 3rd fret on the high E, 3rd fret on the high E, 3rd fret on the low E, and B string on the 1st fret as well. Okay, and if you want, you can have the 2nd fret on the A string. So then you go to a C, which is, I do a full C, so that's low E on the 3rd fret, A string on the 3rd fret, then D string on the 2nd fret, and B string on the 1st fret. Okay, and then you go back to a G. So there is some strumming for the introduction and the verse, where you sort of palm mute the fret every now and then. So you do this. Okay, it's not that important to the song, especially on like acoustic guitar, so you can just do so it's not a big deal, but if you wanted to, you can do that palm muting, and if you listen to the song, you'll be able to figure out where you should do that. Okay, so this is how the verse goes. Jesus Christ, I found last night, I could only apologize. I thought that it was over, never entered my mind. The sun is up, the skies are blue, I know how close we came. Fire to self-discovery, myself in flames. Okay, so the chords for the verse are kind of split into 2 sections really. So you start with a G, so it's very similar to the introduction basically, but you don't play the chord for as long. Okay, so it's like this. Yeah, so it's the same chords as the introduction. So you've got the G, G7, C, and then G again. Okay, and the second part, you play a B chord. Okay, so that is 2nd fret on the A, 4th fret on the D and G strings, and then 3rd fret on the B string. Okay, and then you go to an E minor, which is 2nd fret on the A and D. Then you go to a C again, and then you go to a D. And a D is 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B, and 2nd fret on the high E. And you can sort of hammer on the 3rd fret of the high E as well, and pull off on the 2nd fret of the high E. So yeah, but it doesn't matter about that too much in the verse especially. Okay, so you do those 2 sections and then you come around again. You do the G, G7, C, and G. Then you do the B minor. I think it's actually, it's not a B, it's a B minor. Sorry, yeah, B minor, then E minor, C. But on the last time, so on the 2nd time you do those sections, you end on an A. Instead of that D, you go to an A, which leads into the chorus, basically. So the A is just 2nd fret on the D, G, and B strings, okay? And you can sort of hammer on the B string on the 3rd fret as well. And you can pull off on that string as well, on the 2nd fret. And then it leads you into the chorus. So this is how the chorus sounds. And I'm going to start from the last chord of the verse on the A chord, okay? Here comes that feeling, here it comes again. I'm waiting for this storm to run out of rain. Here comes that feeling, here it comes again. I'm waiting for this storm to run out of rain. Okay, so that was the chorus. I did try to sing it. It's in a much higher key than I would like, I think, for my voice anyway. But yeah, I gave it a go. But yeah, you guys get the gist of it. You know how it sounds roughly and how it sounds with the chords, obviously. So yeah, so it starts with a D chord, okay? So I showed you the D earlier. So you have the D. And what you want to do on this chord, especially in the chorus, is hammer on the high E string, okay, on the 2nd fret and 3rd fret. So I'll show you what I mean. So like this. Yeah? If you're not experienced in that stuff before, then that's fine. You can just strum it normally. But it does add a bit of character to it, and it matches the song as well if you can add that hammer on into that chord progression. And then you go into a D7. Okay, so you have D. And D7 is 2nd fret on the G and high E and 1st fret on the B. So, and you want to do this a similar thing, the hammer on that high E string on the 2nd fret and 3rd fret for that chord too. And then you go to a G. And then an A. Then you go around again. D7. But on the 2nd time, you actually go to an E minor instead of the G. Okay? So. And then you go to an A, or I think it's an A7 actually, listen to it. So I'm going to say A7, but you can try an A as well, an A major. So an A7 is 2nd fret on the G and B strings, okay? Just those 2 fingers. You can play a full A if you want as well. Not a huge amount of difference in this song, I don't think. So then you go to and you finish on a D. But that sort of starts a mini instrumental, okay? And I did play that for you as well. So what that is a D, so that's what it is really. So you play a D, and then you go to a sort of C add 9, which is putting your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, okay? Leaving these bottom fingers here on the high E and B. And so you go from a D shape, so, sorry. And then you go to, I think that's like an E minor 7 or something like that. So you're just moving your middle finger along that A string to the 2nd fret, okay? And then back again. So you're sort of playing around with it to match the song, really. Because I think it's like a sort of guitar solo that happens in that. So this bit doesn't matter too much. You just want to sort of match it to the song, really. So this is what I do. So I do a D, then C add 9, E minor 7, C add 9 again, and sort of hammer on that string, really. So yeah, you kind of want to mess around with that. I don't think there's any real way to play that, at least on the acoustic, but you can listen to it and figure that out, but it's not a big problem. Okay, and then you go into the intro again, just one round of the intro, those same chords, and then you do the verse again. And then the chorus. And then when you get to the instrumental part again, that lasts much longer. And you basically do all of that again, so you do it about 6 times, and then you go to an A or an A7, whatever chord you prefer, and then you do the chorus again. Okay, so, and I think that's pretty much it, and I think you can finish on the instrumental again, that same, yeah. So I think that's the entire song, really. I don't think I've left anything out. Nope, I don't think I have. So yeah, hopefully that helped, and I will see you guys very soon. Cheers.